them kind of the thing going down. I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
But then he wraps it all the way up in a tight little ball where the girl calls and says, who you got, blah, 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 who you messing around with, got people shooting at you, da-da-da-da-da.
Yep.
And he breaks up with her. He says, it's over, bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, man, the brother from day one was really writing some good films. And man, okay, this is gonna take a tough one right here. You gotta wrap around this one, man.
All right.
I think this movie, as far as like how it was so random throughout, but then came together at the end, I think it's comparable to Pulp Fiction, man.
I would have to agree for its genre. I would definitely agree for its genre. And I would go further to even say that it would be a cult classic in the way that blaxploitation was for the previous generation.
Yep.
Like a cult classic genre.
Right.
Friday is a cult classic film for, I'd say, for our generation, basically.
Yep, because at that time, we were watching 70s stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We was watching the Mac. And one of the things she was saying was, like, can I use your VCR?
Yeah.
I want to dub the Mac, and we were watching Shaft and all that kind of Snoop Dogg did that, like, throwback video and all that kind of stuff. So, come on over, Eli. It's just, at the end of the day, Friday is just a movie that I think was a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I think Chris Tucker, DJ Pooh, Ice Cube, and F. Gary Gray.
Yeah.
I think it was like one of them situations where the stars aligned.
Oh yeah.
They happened up on something, and then the most interesting part about this is the economics of the movie.
Yeah.
Because they could not get a big studio to fund it.
Right. Which is good.
Right. Which is good.
Yeah.
Because they had to do the majority of the funding themselves.
Yep.
I think if this had that gloss on it from, like the big films of the time, it wouldn't have been the same. That's the first thing.
And they wouldn't have let it resolve like that. He probably would have had to kill Debo.
Yep, something like that.
Yep.
But then, because the funding came in-house.
Yep.
Most of the profit goes back to
in-house
O'Shea.
Yep.
Which then he funds his production company now.
Yep.
Which is, at the end of the day, man, Ice Cube is the biggest black film director there is right now, or film producer there is right now.
I would say so.
With the maybe the exception of Tyler Perry.
Now, but I'd say over the time
span, that time span, man, what black producer has made bigger films?
I don't believe there's any.
Right? Let's say like this: what black producer other than Tyler Perry has a franchise?
There is none.
There
are black people who are part of a franchise, but they don't own the franchise.
Right. I mean, look, shoot, Don Cheadle,
yeah,
replaced the brother in a franchise. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like you ain't even guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? Because Terrence Howard, he played. He acted his ass off.
Yeah.
You know, in that first Iron Man.
Yeah.
But Don Cheadle did great on the other end.
Awesome.
So but that's the thing. With the exception of Medea, you have Friday as a whole black, and then also Ride Along.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
and Barbershop.
That's a huge franchise.
Yeah, that's a franchise like a mother.
Because you figure Barbershop netted Barbershop 2, Beauty Shop.
Beauty Shop,
I think it was Beauty Shop 2, I think. I'm not.
And I think there was a second one. And then the last installment of Barbershop, the thing I like the most about it is that they gave Common that leading role.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is like Cube has just been, all he's been doing is just bringing out cats, man.
Yep.
The cat that played Dr. Dre in the NWA movie ended up doing 24. You know what I mean?
And I saw him in some other movie too that I was watching. In the background, something like that.
I mean, and let's not even talk about Chris Tucker, his contribution to Hollywood.
Yeah.
But my man was found.
Oh yeah,
right
there,
here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I think his next stuff was like Fifth Element or something like that.
Fifth Element or Get Money or something like that.
Oh yeah. Money Talks.
Money Talks. That's what it was.
Yeah, with Charlie Sheen. So it's because of the economics.
Yeah.
Because he was unable to be funded by a major studio at first.
Right.
All of this thing spurned, and to the point where now the brother is running an alternate basketball league. You know, basically a seniors tour for NBA stars. So I mean, Friday has a bigger effect on American pop culture than what we really, really want to give it credit for.
Than what black people like to give themselves credit for.
Yep.
Because the influence that just would not just even with Friday, but just in general, the cultural influence that we have as black people in America, no definitive singular culture.
Right.
The cultural influence we've had as African American is gigantic and is worldwide.
Yep. Worldwide, man. And so right. We still to this day, man.
Yeah.
Bye Felicia. Bye Felicia.
Yeah. Not
he go anywhere.
No other English but that.
Right. Bye Felicia.
Yeah.
So it's hey man. Like I said, Friday.
Yeah.
Incredible. On a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being okay.
Right.
5 being funktabulous. Mm-hmm. What would you give it?
You gotta give Friday a 5, not just because it's a good movie, but because of all the things that were mentioned today, just how relevant it was culturally, how relevant it was pop culturally, how influential it was pop culturally, how influential it was to the actors who were in the movie, who were behind the scenes of the movie, even the soundtrack. I was telling earlier today, we were talking about how did I hear about the movie, and I got my first stereo. I was in high school. My very first stereo, and when my mother bought me a stereo, she bought me 4 CDs, and one of the CDs, she asked the guy what was popular then, and he told her about the Friday soundtrack. So that's how I heard about the movie. I hadn't even seen the movie, and I was listening to Keep Your Head Ringing and all that.
Man.
So I went out and had to watch the movie like the next weekend, just because on the strength of the CD. So musically, it was huge. So
and I think that Keep Your Head Ringing now, that was not on Death Row, right? That's when he was starting to do the aftermath thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like the commercial importance continues because the soundtrack itself is a whole nother monster.
That is a monster.
You know what I mean? Hey, look, I say like this, dog. I knew Between the Sheets from the Isley Brothers, right? At that time.
Yeah.
And it was something that my dad would play on the cassette in the station wagon. But then I remember that first song, Trying to See Another Day. I was like, dude, this is a jam. Who are these guys?
Yeah.
And it's Isley Brothers. The next thing I started, well, let me see what else they got.
Right.
And I put this on, like, whoa, Harvest for the World is cold.
Yeah.
Join the Caravan of Love is cold. For the Love of You is cold. Footsteps in the Dark is cold. You know, just...
It introduces you to a catalog of all these artists and the many, many, many hits that they've had solo or with the group or with collaborations.
That's the first time I heard Mac 10.
That was matter of fact, that was the first time. I think, if I'm not mistaken, QD3 was on that one too. I think he was.
Wow, yeah.
That was the first time I heard of him. West Side Connection, like you said.
West Side Connection.
Before there was West Side Connection, all of them was on there.
That was before the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I remember I had met some people from Cali in a summer program I was in.
Yeah.
And they was sending me some tapes every now and again. But it's like to get to new music, hey man, you just had what was on the radio and what was on the box.
Right.
Music, television, you control.
Right.
So
I don't know nobody who got a receipt from the box. All y'all just watched just like I did and hoped your video came on.
Right. And you know the funny part is that I remember going over one of my friend's house for the box, and my man had a bunch of the videos recorded on a tape. And I was like, damn, why didn't I think of that?
Right.
What the hell am I, getting my ass whooped?
Staying up late hoping your song come through.
Right? The phone bill comes. Who the hell made a call that was worth a goddamn $5?
Right.
What is this? What mind playing tricks on me, Ghetto Boys? What you talking about, boy? You know, so just funny stuff. But so that's all we really had. So I remember, that soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
That was a nice little mixture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the funny part is that I don't know how it was for you, but like NWA, Public Enemy, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Them was like really the only cats like my pops
Yeah.
would let me throw on when he was in the car with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, now that Chuck D fella, now that button, okay, now put that in, because he good.
Okay.
Now, no, I like that Dr. Dre. Now he sound like a man, like he talking about something real, you know, and stuff like that.
Bridging the gap.
Yep. So we actually, the times that he would allow me to buy something with the explicit sticker on it,
right?
It would be, one of these artists, and all I had to say is like, oh, well, no, he down with NWA. Like, okay, let's listen to this Ice Cube then.
Yeah, that's a win.
You know what I mean? So that kind of thing. So just, but overall, my rating, I'd have to say 5, man.
Yeah.
I think that Friday is a masterpiece.
I agree.
I think it's a gift.
Oh yeah.
Of pop culture.
Yeah.
I think it changed a lot of things. It changed a trajectory that we were going.
Yeah.
And I think also that combined with the Chronic a few years earlier, that's where we began to open up our consciousness towards this whole thing now with marijuana and medical marijuana and places being legalized and this, that, and the other in a different way that people view that now. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm yay or nay, okay? Yeah. Don't send me any threatening emails to therizpod@yahoo.com. But I'm saying that is, I think we can see the beginning of a change in consciousness.
Yeah.
At that, from these type of movies, and then you go into Half Baked and stuff like that, and awesome. I don't do drugs, just weed.
Awesome movie.
So yeah, awesome. All in all, and awesome. Podcast, John. This has been really, really good. I think it's been a whole lot more interesting than me just sitting up rambling. I'd like to, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank my new co-host, John M. Laws, for the Riz Pod, man. Look, dude, we've been doing this thing. Shout out to Eli. That's John's son, man. My man sat here and chilled. There was no issues. I was hoping he'd jump on up and and holler. He will at some point.
Yeah.
But we started talking about
music or something.
Right. So some drums or something. Like, oh, I know what we talking about now.
Right. Let me get on the mic here.
So he said, you don't know what you're doing. Let me show you what's happening there. So yeah, man. Shout out to the wifey. It's just been a really cool experience, and like I said, we'll definitely be trying to do this each week, and then as we go, we're going to get into some more activities. We're going to go some different places, do some more visuals with our pod. But until then, check this out, man. You can find us at Risenhour 1 at YouTube. That's where you'll see all the visuals of our stuff here. You can send questions, comments, concerns, etc. to therizpod at Yahoo. Therizpod at Yahoo. And also you can search the Riz Pod on iTunes podcast. Hey man, until next time. Shout out to my co-host John M. Laws. Shout out to the young one Eli. And love yourself.
Oh yeah,
love yourself.
And thank you for having me on the podcast. My first time, a little nervous, working out the nerves. I promise you it gets better as we keep going.
Thank you, brother. You did great, man. Peace out, y'all.